A brand new town hall with an eagle artillery weapon, new levels to buildings, troops, spells, and heroes, and insane quality of life changes. The Town Hall 17 update is not only going to bring a lot of new content to the game, but it's also going to help by bringing awesome changes to the base game. So in this video, I'm going to be covering some of the new content, analyzing some of it, as well as giving you my own opinions of it. And don't worry, because if you aren't quite ready to get to Town Hall 17, there's still going to be a bunch of stuff we're going to cover that's going to benefit lower town hall levels. So with all of this being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. First off, I want to cover the new town hall as well as what's going to happen with the eagle artillery. The eagle artillery is going to be merged with the town hall, creating a defense that we've never seen before. When you click upgrade, a really cool animation plays where the eagle and the town hall merge together. Now because of this, we are unfortunately going to be losing the eagle artillery, which is an iconic defense. However, when I break down the stats later in the video, hopefully you guys can decide for yourself whether that's worth it or not. The new town hall can actually target up to 4 things at a time, or it can focus all of those beams into a single target. Think about it as a lot weaker eagle, but there's multiple targets to hit. Now this seems a little underwhelming at first, but what you should know is that the town hall will be always active no matter what. You don't need to get to that 50% destruction, so because of this, it is a little bit more intimidating. This is great because players will actually have to factor the town hall in before starting their attack. Now instead of doing splash damage like the eagle artillery, the town hall will actually do burn damage over time. It's only going to hit that first target really hard, but the rest of the targets will take burn damage after that. The final feature of this town hall is the removal of the death damage that we saw on previous town hall. Instead, we will be seeing a new trap introduced called the Giga bomb. Now this trap is pretty much the same as the Giga bomb or the town hall bombs that we had in the previous town halls. However, the difference is that attackers will actually be able to see this trap and it won't be invisible. When it comes to damage, the maximum level of this trap will actually do 1300 damage, and compare this to the Town Hall 16 max damage, which was 1100. So we are getting a bit more damage. Now because this trap is separated from the town hall, it's going to require a little bit more thinking to deal with it. Players won't be able to just use their eternal tome, for example, to get through both the town hall and the Giga bomb. Instead, you're gonna have to consider where it is and then plan around it. This is great because now players will have to be more considerate about when to use their valuable abilities like the eternal tome. Overall, I think these changes are great and encourage a different style of play, but I'm just worried that the new town hall is going to be a little bit underwhelming in terms of damage. But the town hall isn't the only thing that's new. This is because we're going to be getting a new giant bomb, seeking air mine, ricochet cannon, multi-archer tower, and normal archer tower. So if you've been paying attention, we no longer had the eagle artillery and we lost an archer tower and a cannon due to merging. However, we also gained an archer tower just normally, and that leaves a net deficit of 2 buildings, wink wink. But aside from the new buildings themselves, we're also getting new levels to existing buildings. And as you can see on the screen right now, all of these buildings in the background are going to get an extra level, and all of you will be extremely happy to know that I did check the amount of time that these upgrades are, and it looks like all of these upgrades are less than 16 days and they're capped at about that much. This hints that Supercell might be considering keeping 16 days that capped upgrade time, that maximum upgrade time, so that we don't get extremely long upgrade timers. This is something that I think is a really good decision, and I hope that they go through with it. Next, you can see the new troop levels on screen. As we can see, there are some ground troops here and there, but the majority of these are going to be air troops, and this makes me think, since air spam was already so strong, that we might be leaning into an early Town Hall 17 air meta. This is supported by the new level on the lightning spell, so players might use that to help them with their air strategy. We can also see the wizard gets another level, which is going to help a lot with super wizard blimps. And speaking of blimps, let's go over some key new levels. Now while the blimp itself isn't getting a new level, the clan castle at Town Hall 17 will be getting a troop space of 55. This is crazy, and that extra 5 housing space can lead to some really overpowered combinations. For example, you can actually carry 3 Yetis now if you want to do a Yeti blimp. You can have 5 super wizards now, and you can also carry 5 barbarians to test for any traps, 3 super minions, and 3 headhunters, which could be a very nice defensive clan castle, 4 super archers, and even more archers to help you tank for those bombs. My point point is that you can experiment and get really creative with this, so players will have the opportunity to have more support for either their attacks or their defense. And speaking of attacking and defending, let's go ahead and get into the brand new hero levels that we have. We will be getting 5 extra hero levels, and this takes us to level 100 heroes for the king and the queen for the first time in the game's history. And while 5 levels doesn't seem like that big of a difference, I am glad that they added a few levels because that will allow the heroes to still maintain a bit of power against the newer defenses. Besides this, there are some other buildings that are getting new levels. On screen right now you can see these buildings, and this includes the barracks as well as the spell factory. I specifically mentioned these 2 buildings because I will likely be talking about them in detail in future videos. But nowadays buildings don't even stop at the max level, so why don't we go ahead and analyze the brand new Supercharge building levels that we got. All the buildings in the background right now are getting brand new Supercharge levels. This is great because most of the buildings that are getting Supercharge already have new levels at Town Hall 17, which means that these Supercharge levels are not going to get overridden until Town Hall 18, whenever that is. Now this chart right here will demonstrate the increase in hit points as well as DPS when you supercharge any of these buildings, and as you guys can see, the air defense gets a ridiculous increase in damage per second. When we look at this from the perspective of how long that defense has to fire to save you 1 second of time, considering it has that extra DPS, the air defense actually saves you a second every 16.25 seconds, which is absolutely insane. So with that being said, the air defense should definitely be upgraded first when you're considering Supercharge. This is especially true due to the extra air levels that we get across the board with these new troop levels at Town Hall 17. And if you get the chance after you're done with your main buildings, I would definitely Supercharge because they could last all the way up to Town Hall 18, which could be a year or more later. Now with the new Town Hall, there are several really good quality of life features, so let's go ahead and start by talking about the Builder's Apprentice. You will now be able to assign the Builder's Apprentice to the forge, and this is something that has never been seen before. Well, actually this isn't that useful or efficient unless you're maxed, so this isn't that great of a feature. But on a serious note, the Builder Apprentice icon is going to be removed from the Town Hall. This is a small but appreciated update, but even bigger than this is this next change, which is literally one of the biggest. If you're not Town Hall 17, this is the biggest thing for you in this entire video, and it is the fact that you can take the Builder's Apprentice now and assign him to a specific upgrade for the rest of that upgrade. This is huge, as the main bottleneck when it comes to the Builder's Apprentice is time management. So the fact that you can keep him continuously working on a single building means he is working at maximum efficiency. Players no longer have to log on daily, especially if you have really long upgrades. You don't have to log on just to use the Builder's Apprentice. You can actually just take a break and come back a few days later. This feature is even more significant than you guys think it is right now, but a little bit more on that in a few days. Now another big feature being introduced is having the Archer Queen unlocked at Town Hall 8. For the grand scheme of things, this actually doesn't matter all that much, but historically this is absolutely huge. Unlocking Town Hall 9 was literally synonymous with unlocking the Archer Queen, so the fact that this has changed is going to rub a lot of OGs the wrong way. Moving on, the final quality of life feature is magic items that are in the temporary storage being sold for gems if they expire. This is great because at least if you don't use your magic items, you'll get some gems for them. If you got them from a treasure chest previously, you would not get anything if they expired in the storage, so this quality of life feature is small but impactful. But now time to talk about the most noticeable thing in this entire update, the insane designs. These buildings look epic, man. They look like they are themed together, they were made together, grew up together. These buildings look very good. They match the theme. You can tell that Supercell really worked on them. This is something really good after, Town Hall 16. And the walls don't get enough credit, guys. Look at these walls. They basically have a shield with wings that are between each segment of wall. I think the walls look absolutely amazing as well. So big shout out to Supercell for their hard work, not only with the update and all the features that are coming out, but the design. The design looks really awesome. But Supercell is not the only ones that I appreciate, because on the day that this video comes out, it'll actually be my birthday as well. And I just wanted to say I want to thank you guys so much for just watching the video, being supportive, using code BD in the shop whenever you guys do have purchases. To return the favor, I'm actually going to be giving away 5 dragon statues in the Discord. Simply go to the giveaways tab in the Discord server and react to the giveaway to join, you can join the Discord server in the description. Now this giveaway ends in 3 days, so I really wanted to make sure that I talked about it. However, one thing that I didn't talk about is the new time reductions happening across several town hall levels. And if you don't know about those time reductions or how to maximize them, you'll never get to Town Hall 17 to experience all this new content. That's why you need to watch this video right here, which is already out on the channel and breaks down all the new time reductions as well as how players should use them to their advantage to get to Town Hall 17 a lot more efficiently.